Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you after a long absence. But hey, I said I wasn't coming back until we got some actual football to talk about, and we're finally here with some actual football to talk about. We're on cut down day, and of course a lot of guys that have been cut were pretty much seen as they were going to be cut anyway. They provided depth, if anything. Clinton Dix and Devin Smith were probably the only ones that were penciled in maybe to be starters that have been cut. Everybody else was pretty much depth purposes, especially for training camp, and all the offensive linemen were definitely there because all the injuries we had across the offensive line. But let's get to the juicy stuff. The reports about Earl Thomas and the Cowboys contacting him within 48 hours, I don't believe. I looked at the article and it just says reports are. There's no name sources, nothing to back it up. It's just a report that somebody claims may be true. From what Steven says, it ain't happening. If it is, it's going to be behind closed doors and you're not going to know about it. If you listen to Jerry, he's double speaking. You don't know if they are or if they are not talking to him, but it looks like more and more the team is trying to handle it in-house, where they've had Cheeto split some reps at safety. They had Reggie Robinson split some reps, and it looks like they're just going to run with 3 actually named safeties on the depth chart. Now, the defensive coordinator, Mike Nolan, said that anybody in the backfield will basically be DB. That's their designation. It doesn't mean you're a corner or a safety. You will be learning all spots just to go on a moment's notice. So it looks like they're taking the Byron Jones way of thinking right now to shore up any deficiencies right now. But as you can see, for some reason, the Cowboys have a hard time picking up free agents at safety. They seem to cut every single one before training camp is over. So they're going to have to just go out and draft one. That's looking like what they're going to do. Because you look, all the guys that are on the roster right now that stuck around are usually either an undrafted free agent we picked up or somebody we've drafted. I think Darian Thompson came from the Giants. He's probably the only one that's an outside free agent that's stuck around, but he hasn't been exactly a starter material, so they've told us. Of course, that was the last coaching regime, and they're gone now. And once they left, look at what happens. The guys that they never gave credit to or always stuck them in the backup roles are now outshining the guys you're bringing in. So you see the mentality and the philosophy of this team has changed with Mike McCarthy. Other than that, we've had Randy Gregory conditionally reinstated. That's good news. He could report to the team on Monday, but unfortunately he can't even begin practice until October 6th, I think, which is dumb. By the time you actually get fit and get ready to play, it might as well be November. But I think they'll bring him in slowly, or if anything happens across the line, they're going to have to speed him up a little bit. But he should be okay. Hopefully he's done what he said and kept himself in shape. Maybe not football shape, but something where it's like Alden Smith, where you don't have to do too much to get him back ready to go. Let's see. We've had Sean Lee and Jordan Lewis looking like they're going to open up the season on the injured reserve. Sean Lee has a bad ankle and a sports hernia. And I'm thinking, I'm sick and tired of Sean Lee showing up on my injury report every year, every time. The only reason he didn't show up last year is because he wasn't a starter until LVE went out. Then, it was only 7 games, so he can be healthy for 7 games. You can count on that. But a whole season? Nah. So he's out. Jordan Lewis, he looks to be out for a little while after tweaking his ankle in training camp. Cheeto has been seen back at practice. Like I said, he's been splitting some reps at safety as well. Let's see. We've had former corner Brandon Carr come in for a visit, which is interesting because Baltimore was trying to have a look at him at safety because of his diminishing skills, and apparently it wasn't good enough with the guys that were already there on the roster, so they let him go. But Cowboys bringing him in is something because they did have good rapport with him. He did play every single game. He was a great person in the community, but he just couldn't cover jack squat. And by that I mean slant routes, he couldn't cover anybody. Speedsters, he couldn't cover. He's most famously noted for being posterized by Odell Beckham with the one-handed catch in his first season. That's pretty much the extent of Brandon Carr with the Cowboys, is you getting him posterized. Nobody remembers anything else about him, really. But I remember a game around Christmas in 2012 or 13 against the Pittsburgh Steelers where Brandon Carr ended the game with an interception. That's what I remember Brandon Carr for, because my family members are Steeler fans, and Brandon Carr is the one who ended that game. That's just me. But ain't too many huge transactions with us going on. I mean, Clinton Dix was coming out of nowhere, but you kind of saw it coming when they said he was heading down the depth chart anyway, and the guys were playing better than him. Devin Smith, it was a numbers thing. He didn't really impress the coaching staff like Noah Brown and Vintel Bryant and Cedric Wilson did. And since they're only going to carry maybe 5 or 6, depending on how roster cut downs are today, he just wasn't going to make the cut because he hasn't proved he can do anything else. And I don't think he plays special teams either, so his value wasn't there at all. So they cut him. But we have notables like Adrian Peterson getting cut, guys like that around the league going out. So it's not all bad news for us, thankfully. But we'll have to see by the end of 4 o'clock today Eastern. That's about 2 hours and 15 minutes for me. We'll see who else is going to be cut to make it down to that 53. We'll have to wait and see on the Earl Thomas talk, if it's true. I mean, everybody's saying, yeah, now that Randy's back, that pretty much shores up the defensive line. At least halfway through the season, he can be back out there helping out. And it looks like the defense can be set. We just need to get that safety. Hopefully, I mean, since we don't get to see practices and all that, we don't really know what Terrian Thompson and Donovan Wilson can do. But here's hoping. X Woods is a little banged up going into the season, so that's why they had a lot of this cross-training going on. But we're just going to have to wait with bated breath, as they say. But week 1 is coming up upon us. We are less than a week away from Kansas City and Houston chopping it up in the first game of the year. Speaking of Houston, Deshaun Watson got his payday. 4 years, I can't remember too many of the specifics, but $111 million guaranteed. So, you know, another year of not paying Dak, and everybody around him gets paid, and his price tag is going to go up again. It's going to be what it's going to be. Cowboys basically crapped the pot with that one, and they're going to be stuck fitting the bill. A lot of people are saying to heck with Dak, just go out and get insert name here, go out and draft insert name here, and that's a bunch of boo. If it was that easy, where was that after Troy left us? Where was it? You got Tony Romo, he played decently, and y'all hated on him. You just can't please some Cowboy fans. It's ridiculous. We get a decent quarterback and you hate him. When we have crap quarterbacks, you're even worse. So you can't win unless the guy's winning every single game of the year. It's not going to happen. So shut it up with that kind of talk. A lot of people were upset about the Cowboys night / blue-white scrimmage. I was not upset. 5 minutes in, and it's been basically the guys in the booth and Michael Irvin and Nate Newton and them talking, and we see the guys stretching. I pretty much figured, yeah, we're not going to see anything. When they set up for a play and then they cut immediately to a sideline picture, you pretty much had it figured out that they weren't going to show anything. Now, a lot of you other YouTubers and fans were upset about that. I can see why you're upset, but I really didn't care. I'm happy that after 10 years, we can finally keep some things to ourselves where nobody knows what we're going to do. I'm happy to finally see it. I like the change in philosophy that we've started being more Belichickian with our schemes, with our play calling, with how we run things, where everybody doesn't need to know what we do. 10 years of being predictable, thank God we're finally doing something different. Now, you Cowboy fans are getting upset about that. I don't care. If Mike McCarthy brings home the hardware like Bill Belichick, you can shut down training camp practices, everything, for all I give a damn. As long as we winning, I don't care if I don't see them practicing the stuff. I don't need to see it, frankly. The only games that matter to me are the actual regular season games and playoffs. If it's practice, I don't see the whole hoopla of why we can't see what they're doing. I don't see their problem with it. Go watch some old footage. Go watch some stuff on YouTube for the Cowboys. It's just not that big of a deal to get upset that we couldn't see them do a practice, a walkthrough. Oh my God, get over ourselves, Cowboy fans. Jeez, the regular season's almost here. Be happy. We're going to whoop the Rams in their new stadium. That's what we should be worried about. Not that we couldn't see them practice. But that's all I got to say. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We are one less week away from finally seeing football. Thank God. And I'll leave this with y'all. How about them Cowboys? Woo!